Is it done? Do they have the inoculation? What a relief, huh? We'll get shipments up and running in case that first batch wasn't enough. Look, I know you're doing more than your fair share of the work. Don't think I didn't notice. Thank you. Now that one crisis is over, it's time we start working on that mystery in the mountains. Have you heard the latest? Wise ass. It's a vault, okay? Vault 79. We don't have a way in, but I think I have a plan to at least find out what's inside. Every student who graduates Vault-Tec University has a story about the restricted wing, where all the higher-ups would have their meetings. And not just stuffy professors and their Mr. Handy assistants. I mean sit-downs with government officials, the military. Right. Anyway, I'll meet you there. I know there's a restricted section of the university. You think the students never noticed who comes and goes?
It does not matter what you may have seen or heard before you graduated, Overseer. That
Intruder.
is not
Identify
my concern.
yourself.
Oh, I see one of your residents has arrived. Come here. We need to discuss this ridiculous request of yours.
Glad you're here. Maybe the two of us together can talk some sense into this machine. Can't believe this old bucket of bolts is still around.
The
senior class
overseer
would kidnap him every year
mentioned
as a
there would
joke.
be more people coming. I was programmed to run this university in the event of the dean's absence. He is absent, therefore I am running it. Assuming there even is a restricted section, and I am not verifying that, neither of you have Vault-Tec University credentials. Faculty and staff determine who goes where in this university, not former students.
I might be the only human being connected to this place that's still alive. My authority doesn't override yours?
No, it does not. And for the record, I was the dissenting opinion on fast-tracking your overseer assignment. You are not pushing your way through me. The condition of the outside world is not my problem. I see neither of you are going to relent. Very well. There is a problem you can help me with. This university needs graduates, and while your overseer has already been through the program, you are living and breathing enough to join this year's class.
This is ridiculous. Even if we had 4 years to waste, which we don't, the university is empty. There's no professors anymore.
Emergency protocols allow the Mr. Handy janitorial staff to run entrance straight through to the final exam. Their ability to run the vault simulation is experimental, but more than adequate for the task. Producing quality graduates is the very foundation of my purpose. A purpose that has gone unfulfilled for far too long. You will be given a scenario that you need to accomplish in the vault simulation area. The handies will play as the residents you need to oversee. Glad we agree. In this test scenario, your vault has divided into factions. You must resolve the conflict any way you see fit. Your chief of security will fill you in on the details. Good luck.
I'm not familiar with this test scenario. Professor Bott must have come up with it on his own. A vault simulation run by robots. Be prepared for anything.
You the new overseer? Heck of a boiling pot you're stepping into. Little tiff between the engineers and the med staff is ready to blow. I don't quite know how to respond to that. Getting back to it, there was a reactor leak. Kellerman, head engineer's apprentice, rushed in to fix it. Poor kid got a full dose of rads. Because of what happened next, Dr. Loris, head of the medical team, refused to send in help. Quarantined the reactor area so nobody died trying to go in there. Head engineer Brass accused the doctor of murder. Then, a couple days later, people noticed that one of the doctor's assistants, Estella, was missing. Everyone thinks it's a revenge killing. An eye for an eye. I don't know, Overseer. There's no proof the head engineer did anything nefarious, but there's no proof he didn't do it either. It'll be up to you to sort out this mess. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. That's good to hear, Overseer. I'll be here if you need me.
Overseer, I'm so glad you've stepped into this little mess of ours. I'm sure you'll resolve the matter swiftly. I don't have a feud with Brass. He has a feud with me. I'm only doing my job, Overseer, looking out for the health of the Vault. And I'm sorry to say that, in my medical opinion, the chief engineer is suffering from paranoia and revenge fixation. We can't let that fester. Oh, nasty business. But I'm not going to apologize for it. It had to be done. As doctors, we take an oath to do no harm. But sometimes, we have to choose between saving one life or saving several. Simple. You can authorize me to place the head engineer under medical supervision. A combination of chems and therapy will do the rest. There might be some protest, but I think our combined authority will keep that to a minimum. An ideal solution, Overseer. I'd expect nothing less from you.
Overseer, huh? We'll see. Don't care what security says. Dr. Loris had no right to quarantine the reactor. Leaving Kellerman to die? Murder. That's all there is to it. I want justice, Overseer. Did they tell you how me and my crew scoured every inch of this vault looking for her? Yeah, that's right. Every loose access panel and every vent. You think I wanted anyone else to die? The only one here that cold-blooded is Dr. Loris. He proved that with Kellerman. Couldn't, could we? Only Loris and his staff have access once an area is quarantined. No. Half this vault thinks he did the right thing. You do anything to him now, that split will turn violent. I want him exposed. Prove to everyone that he's the bad gear in this vault's engine. If he goes quietly, all the better. Less chance of his staff getting up in arms.
How can I help? I'm afraid I can't really comply with that request, Overseer. The reactor is under quarantine. The radiation could kill you. Very well. As long as you take all the necessary precautions. Here.
Almost beginning to like you, Overseer. Not yet. No.
Approach and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens will not be harmed.
This is Estella, Dr. Loris' assistant. I snuck into the reactor to help Kellerman, but there's not enough time. The reactor is going to go critical. I'm dosing Kellerman with enough right away so he can finish fixing it. But the radiation is going to get us. At least the vault will be safe.
Did you have a question, Overseer? You found her? Poor lass. I'm guessing she didn't make it. Let's take a listen then. So she wasn't murdered. She was trying to save Kellerman. Two of them ended up saving us all. This is big news, Overseer. We take this to Brass and Loris, it could end the infighting for good. At once, Overseer! Everyone gather in the common area! We have an important announcement from the Overseer.
Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search.
What's this about, Robinson? I have charts to update.
Maybe the Overseers finally decided to throw your murderous backside in jail.
That's enough! The Overseer has discovered what happened to Estella. This holotape proves she went into the quarantined reactor area on her own. She and Kellerman saved the vault.
They worked together? Medical and engineering?
Oh, we've been fools, Brass. Bickering like two old men while the young ran off to solve our problems. It should have been us.
I actually agree with you there.
So that's it then? No more arguing? You'll both work under the Overseer's authority?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Good job. That's a solution any overseer should be proud for getting to. Everyone learns we have to work together.
False alarm. Standing down. Kill.
Old for this!
Well, it appears you passed the test. Barely exceeding my low expectations of you. Identify yourself. Hold it right there. You passed. Hooray. Everyone is a critic. You are lucky. This university does not have a disciplinary program. For being a smart ass, you are now an official graduate of Vault-Tec University, entitled to access to the restricted wing. Back down in the vault, simulation space is a maintenance area. It conceals a secondary room that I believe will have what you are looking for.
It was almost good to see you again, Professor Bott.
Yes, Overseer, I suppose it was. Congratulations on one of your residents passing the program. You must be proud.
Actually, I am. Afraid I don't have my old cap and gown to share with you. Hopefully, what we'll find in the restricted wing will be even better. This is it. Somewhere past this maintenance area is the restricted wing.
Attention. This is...
A little help! Keep an eye out.
I'm starting to get angry. You would not like me when I'm angry.
I'm not about to let anything stop us! Here. This has to be it. Let's see what they left behind.
Welcome, esteemed members of Congress and our armed services, to a very special Vault-Tec presentation. Gold. This rarefied metal has been the backbone of trade since time immemorial. And in the event of nuclear war, this precious resource will once again become invaluable to rebuilding America's economic future. That is why Vault-Tec has been commissioned to build a different and very real vault. Named for the atomic number of the metal it will guard, Vault 79 will be the new home for all of America's gold reserves. Fort Knox will secretly be retired and emptied. Its gold bullion transported to the new vault, where it will be safe behind Vault-Tec's top-of-the-line automated security. Biometric recognition to verify authorized personnel. Sophisticated laser grid fields to ward off intruders. And, in the unlikely event of a breach, military-grade defensive turret systems built in partnership with our friends at Robco. All of this, along with Vault-Tec's signature lead-lined containment walls, airtight construction, fusion-powered generators, and automated manufacturing facilities. Vault 79, a golden future for the America we all know and love. Brought to you by Vault-Tec.
For once, the rumor mill gets it right. There is a treasure in that vault. All of America's gold reserves. Even getting into the vault at all is gonna be a challenge, let alone dealing with that buffet line of intrusion countermeasures. But the reward? Put aside the base instinct of hoarding wealth. What could we do with a vault full of precious metals? Exactly. No more barter or wild, unregulated proxies. It won't happen overnight, but one day we could have leverage to create a new economy. Property rights, taxes, laws, a government. We won't be able to do it alone. We need help. Even more importantly, we need people to buy in. To see that gold as their future. Fortunately, you just made contact with two large groups of people who both seem to have their own talents. Do me a favor, talk to both of them. I doubt they'll work together, but we'll want all the options on the table.
Looks like it might rain later.
Those raiders aren't way out of the road. They're just over there.
The only time I miss being inside the vault is when the weather's bad. Or if there's a nuke.
You keep coming around. At this rate, we'll have to get you to build a house for yourself. Oh, wait. You dwellers have that whole camp thing going on. What? You want us to build a vault? That's a little outside of our usual work order. Huh? Oh, I see. Interesting. Client was obviously paranoid about security. Lasers, turrets, super thick walls. This is about that treasure, isn't it? So it's not bull after all. It's in this vault, and you want us to help you get it. You got some grand scheme to reignite the basis of capital, and all that other money talk the lobbyists on the Hill would always yammer about. That's all well and good, but my concern is how that gold can help us right here, right now. How it can help the people of Foundation. Look, let's say I believe you. A structure like this, you need some serious equipment to do any demo work. Yeah, well, I mean, we could start thinking about the rest of this nonsense. Laser tripwires? How the hell are we gonna handle that? Oh well, one thing at a time. You get us a big enough drill, we can find the right spot to hit. Every structure's got its weak point. Well, hand drills ain't gonna cut it, I can tell you that right now. We need something industrial level. Appalachia's mining country, right? We need something like that. Breach through miles of hard rock in a minute. Maybe check a few of the drilling equipment companies. See if they left anything behind.
Gotta love getting stuff for free. Good thing those settlers haven't learned that yet.
Hey, no sudden movements. I'm watching, man.
This place...
Looks like your little inoculation worked like a charm. We've established your usefulness, but don't mistake our gratitude for hospitality. Yet here you are. It tells me you're not here just to waste my time. You want something. And it must be important, else you wouldn't be barging in here like you run the place. Out with it. Well, if that don't pique my interest, please, go on. What exactly, pray tell, is inside this Vault 79? This is a fascinating turn of events, ain't it? The things I could buy with that gold. You know, I heard rumors about it round here. Of course, the last sucker who tried to use the location of the trove as a bargaining chip is still dangling from a wire outside as we speak. Liars get wires, you dig? So let's pretend for a moment I don't believe you. What you got to convince me? Shit. You know I could just kill you and take this, right? You got a lot to learn before you can roll with us, 7-6. Ooh, I like the cut of your jib. Maybe there is hope for you. Toss it up on the board and let's see what you got here. I don't take kindly to trespassers. You better show yourself the door. All right. Seems pretty legit. I assume you're coming to me because we got the skills to get into this here vault. But you know, we ain't gonna do this out of the goodness of our hearts, baby doll. Oh, no. I'm gonna expect a significant cut of the goods inside. So we're gonna have ourselves an agreement here, see? I supply the people power. You supply the location. We all get inside, we nab the goods, you get a nice fair little cut, and we all make out like bandits, you dig? I don't know, 50% of whatever we take in? Now remember who's gonna do all the heavy lifting in there. If the treasure's half as good as you say, it should be more than enough to set you up for life. And if you impress me enough, maybe you get to roll with us. That is, long as you're cool with people calling you a raider.
Don't remember? Don't you use instructions or something?
Yeah? Well, I'd like my mama back from the dead in a world that ain't burned up like a post-nuclear turkey dinner. We don't always get what we want. Look, I know it ain't what you want to hear, but maybe you get a little bonus if you prove you're worth it, alright? So, first things first. We gotta have a plan to crack that big-ass vault door wide open, right? Easy peasy, light and breezy. That's a job for Lucky Lou, our demo expert. If he can't explode it, then it ain't from this earth. Now, Lou can be a real shut-in, on account of his, skin condition. But I trust him more than just about anybody. Why don't you go see him in his room down below? Introduce yourself. Fill him in on the plan, then do whatever prep work he needs you to do, you dig? At least when it comes to dying. Lou's got a knack for cheating death. He was up in Pittsburgh, 70 years old when shit went down. They say a real honest-to-goodness A-bomb fell straight in his living room. Thing didn't go off. A dud. When the radiation came flowing down the rivers into the city, most died or went feral. But Lou, he survived. Changed, but with his mind intact. You get the picture. Aside from the fact Lou ain't exactly what I call a people person, he looks like one of them ghouls you see shambling around out there. Only he still maintains all the other stuff that makes us human. Don't worry, he ain't gonna bite. But some of the others don't much appreciate his appearance, so he keeps to himself. Works out, since he's a bit of a hermit anyway.
Thought she'd just be rusted scrap metal by now.
Right on, 7-6. Do your thing. Just try to keep this on the down low, alright? Don't want the entire camp knowing what's going on yet. Only tell who I say to tell, you dig?
You're either full of shit or you've been hanging out with Munch way too long.
Is it daytime out there? You can lose track of time down here.
Fisher comes across cool, but I don't trust anyone I can't get a beat on.